Greetings and welcome to Calabash Community Talk. My name is Ramotse Jonathan. This is the platform where we're giving you as community members a opportunity to talk to us about issues steadily affecting. On Tuesdays, we're profiling the business from different communities. We're talking to the entrepreneurs in the communities what they have to do. On Wednesdays, which is today, we're talking to the ward councillors, the PR councillors. They tell us about the issues of the service delivery in their different wards, as well as from the city from the municipalities in general. And then we have our experts on Thursdays where we're talking to them about different issues. For now, we've been concentrating on an HR series where we're talking about different issues on Dathenle Oskwazi Dlamini from Nelmondi Consulting. Today, we're going to talk to Councillor wa Hot 43, Philemon Tambani, who will be telling us about service delivery. It's one of the new councillors in the city of Johannesburg. But before we go there, this is what we have to do. Support us, let's build this community. Press that notification button and the subscriber button on a member of the community. Or if you want to send us the comments or you want to speak to us, there's issues in your wards, email podcast@calabashcommunitynetwork.co.za, podcast@calabashcommunitynetwork.co.za. That's what we want to talk to you about, the issues in your communities. Without wasting any time, let me welcome Councillor Tambani. Councillor Tambani, welcome to our program. Councillor, please introduce yourself to the people.
Oh, my name is Philemon Tambani from Ward 43. I'm a councillor at the city of Johannesburg.
Councillor, you are one of the new councillors in the city of Johannesburg, and in the past 6 months, you've been working with the people. Tell us, how has the journey been since you became the councillor at the city?
Yes, of course, I'm new, but I've been in this for many years. Since our first councillor, Ngwezeni, I've been helping him, and then we've been for a long time. I think he served for 4 terms, if not 3. So some of them are not new to me, but the journey as a councillor, you know, that is very much difficult because of the circumstances that we find ourselves in. So it's a journey, but I'm not working alone, because if you want to work alone, you won't achieve anything beside being pompous. But if you involve as many people as you can, it becomes very easier for you, because you don't attend each and every problem that is happening around the society. But if there are some guys or comrades or any other person who is amongst our community who is willing to help, it becomes easier, because even if when there is new information on any other thing that is happening around, they can contact you very easily, and maybe the problem can be solved. So it's not an easy journey, because you have to maybe to change even the lifestyle that you used to live, and change so that the community can see that you are not involved in any other things that are not pro people, because you might find yourself maybe sitting in wrong places where there are youth, and when they see you maybe drinking or smoking dacha, it becomes a problem, because they might think that smoking dacha is permitted. So you must become an exemplary to them. You choose where you go, and you choose where you stay, but not necessarily abstaining yourself from those places, because there are people who voted for you. Sometimes you go to them, seek information, because some of them they do drink maybe the whole night, and then they do have information. So maybe in the morning you might visit them. They will tell you what is happening. So you don't have to isolate yourself from them. They do have information that you might not even know.
You spoke about working together with the people in the community, Salona, and being so facilitating with the people that you're working with. And recently you've just been, the ward committees have been appointed or voted for by the communities. How have you introduced those to the community, and how are you going to work with them?
When talking about the ward committees, I think the induction hasn't been done yet. So they must go through induction first. And then after going through induction is then that we will introduce them to the community.
You're now talking about an important issue, that is service delivery, but let's talk about the issue of Eskom. Eskom is a problem. Wherever you go, Eskom becomes a problem, and the issue as a result, the issue, electricity becomes a problem. How are you dealing with that one?
The question of electricity, as we are saying, is problematic, because Eskom is not prepared to budge. Eskom, people must pay. And then we must understand that if we are not paying for services that are rendered, there will be problems, actually. But all in all, there are problems, as you say. There are problems. It's a problematic issue, as you are saying, because all over Soweto, let me say Soweto or South Africa as a whole, being a councillor and you find yourself in a situation where there are issues of Eskom, sometimes the community don't even understand as to who is Eskom and separate between Eskom and the councillor, because they will march to you demanding electricity. It becomes a problem. Because we don't control Eskom. And then if we don't control Eskom, I think it's a question of educating our people as to say, no, the councillor's job ends here. But when they don't have electricity, we always encourage our people to phone Eskom. After phoning Eskom, we then phone them to give us reference numbers so that we escalate the reference number with Eskom. So far, since I've been a councillor, I've been doing that, and then the response is okay. But you will find a situation where they've installed the prepaid meters. And then when they've installed the prepaid meters, our people bypass everything. And then when Eskom comes into fixing after phoning, you'll find that the whole of the rest of the community are not paying. And then if they're not paying, Eskom encourages us to tell them, but we always tell them to come and explain to the people. Yeah, but they will demand that 60% of that portion must be paying. And then there's a fine. There's a fine, because always they will tell you that the fine is 6,000. So it's a problem, because
so it's a flat fine for everyone, or it goes with the community?
It's flat.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was negotiated from Cllr. Maybe you might remember that there was a problem at Cllr where the community were marching, picketing and everything. So after that, that 6,000 was, I think they agreed that we must pay that 6,000. I think it is 500 per month, so that you can meet the 6,000 that they're talking about.
As councillors, you are facing one of the biggest challenges. You and your party had promised the people there will be free services. How are you navigating these issues that the free services as the councillors and also as a councillor out 43 individually?
No, the misunderstanding of people, our people, they misunderstood the information. There's nowhere on earth where people will get services like electricity free. So it's a question of maybe teaching them, because there's a lot of misinformation that our people got from people who were campaigning to be in a position of power. And then I don't even myself remember when the ANC said people mustn't pay. I think the concept that our people got is that when they said we mustn't pay, we were against the then government to try by all means to speed up the process towards democracy. So our people thought that if we are saying they mustn't pay, it means they won't pay forever. After that, I think we didn't engage our people properly to say we were talking about this stage. And then after this stage, because we will be attaining what we were fighting for, is then that people must pay their services.
Crime is a headache wherever you go. How is crime in this ward, specifically Ward 43?
You know, the issue of crime is very, very much serious, because you'll hear people complaining. Recently, I've been hearing gunshots every day at night. And then people will be complaining around our belt mining dam. There's a very serious problem about crime. And then I think there are foreigners along that belt that are doing this thing of criminality. So last I was in a meeting with the SAPS from Midlands. But people are complaining also about the situation around at the police station there, because it seems as if the police are helpless. And then I think what we ought to do now is to try and engage them thoroughly, because some cases are not reported. Recently, there was a lady who was knocked down by a car around Zone 7 in Gungulu Street. And then the car was driven by a foreigner. And then after being knocked by that car, the SAPS came into the scene, came to the scene. But what happened is that when we were doing follow-up, the culprit, the one who knocked her down there was no docket opened for him. And then we had to do follow-ups. And then apparently, this thing called chochos. It means he did pay, or somebody else paid for his freedom. And then after intervening is then that they opened a case. And then there is a follow-up about that, because those police were too. So when we went to the police station, they told us that they have opened a case and they are investigating.
It seems SAPS is a problem in general. When we talk about people, they will say we've lost confidence in the SAPS. How do you, as the 5 councillors, some of Midlands specifically, engage in Midlands Police Station to say, let's work together and fight crime that is happening in our community?
I think when I said I did went there to follow up that case. And I told you that I was with them in a meeting at Cllr primary school, where we were discussing strategies to maybe try to combat or minimize the situation. But all in all, we, as the 5 of us, we are planning to have a meeting with them, so that even if when we engage our community, we must engage them in one page, so that we mustn't hear maybe a councillor from Zone 5 or Zone 4 talking about this issue. Or we want it to be a blanket issue, so that when we approach them and maybe try to talk to our community about the very same issue of crime.
Previously, the city has had a JMPD, to be specific. There was the issue of 10 plus officers who were working in every ward. Do we still have those? And if not, what is the problem? Why don't we have those now as different dots in our communities, more especially your ward? Okay, we won't know where. Previously, there was an issue here, the project where the JMPD will give each ward 10 plus officers to work in that ward. Currently, what's the status here at that 10 plus project?
You must understand that we don't control the city. And then when we don't control the city, it becomes a problem. Because the DA issue it's a very serious problem, because they will try by all means to service the community that they are from. But we are trying very hard to maybe engage the JMPD, so that they must come on board. I think last you were talking to Councillor Liolo from Zone 4, and then he is the one who is trying to escalate this issue to JMPD, so that we can meet them, discuss these issues, because I don't think Metropolis is only meant for maybe for people who are or people who are pushing for dustbins every day, dumping illegally. As police, I mean, they must be involved in any other thing that pertain crime.
Mine dams are a problem, and you said that as a councillor, yes, the man dams are problems. Why is it so difficult to deal with that issue, the crime that is happening with the mine dams?
These people are armed. They are armed, and then when they are armed, our patrollers, when you are patrolling, you just have that uniform, that you have a torch and a whistle, and then I think those people are well armed, and then you can see anywhere in your clips brandishing those serious rifles that are very dangerous. But we try by all means to say to have patrollers around, and then we encourage even the police to maybe do patrols. But you know our situation. They will tell you that we are not well resourced.
What are the economic development projects that you are carrying out as the councillor or as the ward to make sure that people develop and also the economy of Kabuyone grows?
There are many. I think last week I was approached by a certain guy called, I think it's Tando from Zone 7, the other side. He told me that there's a youth development, there are youth development skills that he and others want to bring to our ward. So by then he said he wanted 20 young, 18 to 35. On Friday we escalated everything, and then they are busy training at next to Lisedi, I think it's Deep Roof. So after that, the man who is in charge of that program. I was talking to him last week. He said he wants to come and see me. So he was telling me that if I can I can maybe have a venue where 50 to 100 youth can converge there. So he wants to give them skills. He's talking about giving them learners driver's lessons.
Okay.
Yeah, but there are many skills that are involved there, because he said it's not a once-off thing. He wants to bring all resources in terms of skills around our area. So I do communicate with him. So on Tuesday, he will be coming to our ward. Yesterday, I was at Zone 7 next to New Houses there. There was an event organized by one of our pastors around. Fortunately, he's still young and very energetic. So he brought in departments around Gauteng. Even the police metros were there. We are tackling the issue of substance abuse, because it's a problem. Even wherever you go around Soweto, our youth are using drugs as if they are drinking water. So we are in that process, because 20 have already gone to those facilities. But we still do make a list of them, because we have a feeding scheme next to Spider Park, where we have all their database, so that when we finish, they must go through the process of rehabilitation. But the problems becomes one, when they come back, there's nothing that they find themselves doing.
Foreigners, spaza shops, and foreigners are now in ownership of the spaza shops, Sarona. The various spaza shops that used to be the source of income for different households in the different hordes. What are you doing as the councillors to encourage people to take back the economy about?
Yeah, you know, it's a good question, because initially you asked me about introduction or introducing the ward committees. So because now they have been elected, is then that we rope one of them who is dealing with economical development to try with me to facilitate all these things, so that when they come back from rehab, they mustn't find themselves lingering around, because they will relapse. So it's a good question, because I think as I'm talking now, on Tuesday I will be at Region D, at our region. We are having a meeting with the JRA and Johannesburg Water. But I have already introduced him, because I will not be around when that white man come. So I told him that I will give him his number, so that they contact him or he contact him, so that when we start the thing, we will be starting the thing. I will be introducing him gradually, even if the induction is not yet been done.
What are the youth development projects that you are carrying out in this community, in this ward?
Yeah, I think Cllr, there have been meetings around PCO. They encouraging people to take back the economy, it's township economy. So there are meetings that are being called every time. So I think the province is very much keen or serious, very serious about that matter. so that we take our economy back. Because when you look around, all the spazas that are around here, I don't remember even one or two being owned by our people. But our community are buying there. Communities are buying there. And then when they are buying there, there's no one, even an assistant around that spaza shop that is from South Africa. So it's a very serious matter. It needs to be addressed. But I think after the department is talking about township economy, I think we are gradually we will get there. But our people must be taught very seriously about the business of spaza shop, because I don't think it's spaza shops alone. There are many development that are happening. Because I think we do have maybe, I think last week the city hired two community members they're talking about revival of Soweto. So they will be going house to house, teaching our people about the importance of having an economy that is not going to depend to each other. Because it's very much difficult when you maybe utola mereko and then maybe salary ki 6,000, chanzo use ko taxing. But if that 6,000 more around is then it becomes maybe easier for you, because you are not going to use any cent for transportation.
What are the social services what are the social development projects that you are doing in the community ya gago as the councillor to make sure that batho ba develop ka bobone in the community in your ward?
You know, I don't want to dwell much on those vegetables that we got from the market, because it means retladitola fela when ahunali leave, and then maybe ready tole fela habato ngwadisa, because I think week before last the never thing around our ward we encourage our to buy long ngwadisa. But you can see that into is I sustainable, because if abangwadisa this week it becomes a problem, because it means there will be a problem for the household, because they will be not eating for a long time. So there's a program, I think those guys are from Zone 5, the ground movers. These ground movers are encourage to plow kodikolo kaufela. So in this ward, I did spoke to some chaps from Zone 8. They've already started plowing Kodi 1 primary school. And then if who that day with spinach or cabbage, they donate to those kids. They check around but spinach for the day. Studying with salang, they sell so that to go again, go gardening. I've introduced one of our community members go Middle East Primary School. There's a space there, says Holo, and then it becomes a problem when Msebitso Amalo it's a loan or one loan more. After already, the grass is big again. So I've introduced no feeding scheme so that Liena dizama more feeding scheme.
Let's now, a year from now, when we come back to talk to you, what is it that we want to have achieved as the councillor award?
When I started my campaign to be a councillor, I was inspired by wanting to change the situation. I talked about the skills development. I talked about the gender-based violence, skills development. So I think after 6 months or so, I don't want to make it 12 because 12 is a year. And then if you give yourself a time frame, it's better. Because this journey hasn't been easy, but the participation of community in terms of interacting with them, I think after 12 months, I will be telling you something very much positive. Because I've got a lady from Zone 1 who was working for social development at national level. He told me that he wants to plow back to the community that he is from. So we talked to the principal of Middlelands Primary. So already she has trained the facilitators for that program. So maybe this week or next week we'll be starting with skills. I'm not talking about the skills that I was talking about. I was talking about for that are going to start on Tuesday. I'm talking about the skills that she will be bringing. I think the bigger the word, I think we must spread, so that we must keep it, But always when I do things, I measure in terms of recruitment. I measure in terms of the bigger the zone, but always because Zone 8 is the whole of Zone 8 and Zone 7, and Zone 2 and Zone 1.5. So it means the numbers are not going to be, But hopefully, because people are approaching me in numbers in terms of skill, I think we will absorb as many as we can.
Thank you, Councillor, for welcoming us into your ward to come and speak to us. And we hope when we come back next time, you would have achieved more as a new councillor in this ward. That was our discussion. Lentate Councillor Philemon Tambani, Ward 43 in the city of Johannesburg. Remember, we still want to grow this community here. We want it to be big. So we're asking you to subscribe to our channel, to listen to us on Spotify. Just press that subscription button and also the notification button, so that when we load our new episodes from Tuesday to Thursday, you're able to get everything and the rest of the team that we're working with. Arikopane tomorrow on the next episode. Yarona from Nelmondi Consulting. Oskwasi.